I get asked all the time about emotional eating, and people message me saying they really struggle with it. And I thought I definitely need to do a video like talking about this and addressing it, because I think we're all really hard on ourselves. Because if you think about it, essentially, we have we have had emotional eating for our entire lives, because when you're a baby, you are nurtured by milk. When you're comforted by it, you're hungry obviously, but you also cry sometimes for like soothing and nurture, and often that comes with either a bottle or a breast, right? So it stems from birth. So, is it really a surprise that we as adults reach for food impulsively when we feel emotion, whether it be sadness, anger, anxiety, or excitement, happiness, joy? The problem with this is that when you emotionally eat, you train your brain to sort of request food when you are having certain feelings. So, for example, when you're stressed, instead of processing why you're stressed or why you're upset, your brain automatically tells you to eat. And essentially, from time to time, there's nothing wrong with this, because actually, food does bring us comfort. But I think that then dulls down really trying to find the root cause of why we're feeling the way we are. I think it's hard to sort of like identify, manage, and express the feelings that we are feeling instead of just reaching for food as an alternative to actually dealing with what's going on inside of us. So, the first thing ultimately that you need to do is figure out what your trigger is, what has happened. So, for example, I am feeling this way at this time because of this. So that's what's happening. Instead of automatically just going, I feel shit, I'm going to do something because I feel shit. It doesn't even just relate to food. I mean, habits and bad ones can definitely relate to this type of issue as well. Instead of processing our feelings, it's actually easier to go, whew, I'm going to bury that and reach for, I don't know, it could be anything. Reach for a fag, reach for something to eat, reach for a drink. Like, it can be anything. So then we need to find ways to express our emotions and our feelings in a safe way, which enables us to process what we're actually feeling. So reminding ourselves that it's okay to cry, reminding ourselves that we really need to talk to others to hash things out. A problem halved is a problem shared. A problem shared is a problem halved, even, sorry. Distracting yourself with a hobby or something that you find enjoyable. Sometimes moving your body. So, like, I know it sounds ridiculous, but when you read, like, go for a walk, go for a mental health walk, but seriously, moving your body releases dopamine and in turn can help you manage overwhelming feelings. Even if you identify your feeling, identify the trigger, and identify how you're feeling, and you still reach for the food, you've still done the first step, which is processing your feelings properly instead of masking them by eating. So you've still processed your thoughts and your feelings and not just reached for food and buried how you're feeling. Remember as well that even though a lot of people suffer with emotional eating, there are varying levels of difficulty that people struggle with regards to it, if that makes sense. So there can be root causes, trauma, there can be reasons why people emotionally eat that might need the help of a professional. So, seeking help from your GP, having some talk therapy, steps to well-being, iTalk, a psychologist, like speaking to people who can genuinely implement things that will help you, or potentially refer you to clinics or places that specialize in emotional eating. But also, don't beat yourself up. Like, it's very, very common to reach for food when we're stressed. It is comforting, of course it is. Nothing feels better than a warm, full belly of food when you are not feeling good in yourself, and reaching for something that tastes really nice, and eating releases dopamine in itself. So, of course, we're going to reach for food. But I think sometimes people can struggle with burying how they feel and eating instead of focusing on why they feel the way they do. And I definitely struggled with this. So I spent 6 years in an incredibly abusive relationship, and I ate my feelings because I couldn't talk to anyone, because I was so scared of the repercussions of talking. I was so scared to lose the person who I thought I loved and face the reality of what was happening and be a disappointment to my family. And the range of emotions that come with being in an abusive relationship are extreme. And the easiest thing for me to do was eat. So that was when my weight really crept up and I really struggled to deal with my emotions. And I think reaching out for help was one of the best things I ever did. And actually, my first port of call was a personal trainer, and she was an incredible personal trainer because she also was a person I could speak to, and having somebody else to talk to, somebody else's perspective, genuinely made a difference. So yeah, I hope this video has helped in some way. It's a fucking hard thing to deal with, and it's not like a miracle click your fingers magic cure. But I think breaking down your feelings and really trying to work them out and rationalize with yourself and find other ways of managing your feelings will genuinely help you with emotional eating. But I love you and I hope this has helped. And it's okay to emotionally eat sometimes, by the way. Like, you're human. It's normal.